talking about those resources that helped you to move to the United States, and we mentioned all of those, the iScholar, the Education USA. There are so many other ones out there as well that can help you to get scholarship. Sometimes it is the school itself. Sometimes, again, what I have noticed over the years is that you tend to get more opportunities for scholarship when you already have an admission in that school, and sometimes you get to know about other scholarship opportunities in a school that you already have admission. So if you don't already have admission, you have, I think having an admission in any school gives you higher chance of applying to that school scholarship or any form of funding. Sometimes, again, what I have learned in the past few years is that when you are already in the school as well, for instance, you can, if they give you half scholarship before you move to the US, maybe they sponsor your travel or something, or part of your application. When you have already started, maybe in your first year in the school, then you have opportunity to apply for many more scholarships in the school. So that happened to me when I was studying here as well. So maybe after a semester, they can say, okay, if you had this GPA, this is a scholarship that is available that you can study. Then I've seen where I work as well, people that are doing their nurse practitioners, when they were in the first year, then they had this program for everyone that are studying nursing, nurse practitioner, whatever, in that particular school, and they now give them scholarship to study to the PhD level. So sometimes if you have the funds and you get partial scholarship in the beginning, it's helpful that you take it, and then when you get to that school, then you start looking for opportunities to get full scholarship or other scholarship that are available to students. So that is something that a lot of people miss out on. Those are so many ways that I didn't know about. I learned about all this other process when I'm already here. And then just like Udeme's own process as well, I think you have not really told us how you now got the scholarship. Was it one of these people that gave you the scholarship, or your scholarship has a name?
Well, Education USA does not give like scholarship to study in the US. Only, like I said, pre-application support, which means that they will give you all the information you need, mentorship, and for you to apply for scholarships in the US. And specifically, if that's for Education USA. Then for iScholar, they will give you support and mentorship. They will even assign you a mentor that would help you review your application materials, your CVs, and every document. And also, but the responsibility still lies on you to pick the schools you want to apply, schools that align with your background and whatever you want to research in. But for Education USA, they kind of like they will give you the guardians, and they know school that can maximally support international students, and they will guide you on their application requirement. Then, if you get the opportunity scholarship for Education USA, they will sponsor your flight fees. That is where it ends, and they will also connect you with someone within your school that will kind of like help you, guide you on how to do your registration in school, and that is where their mentorship ends. So for iScholar goes beyond that, because they'll still mentor you right as you're going through your program and beyond your program. So they don't give you scholarship, so they give you the information you need, and they help you prepare your material for their application. So for iScholar's paid for my JRE, they paid for my TOEFL. So, and like I said, I started applying in 2021, and I got a lot of admission, but with no funding. So 2022, I was denied visa. So when I was denied visa, I told myself I'm not going back to that embassy without a fully funded offer. So 2022, I applied again for fall 2023, and I had a lot of challenges with my recommenders and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, I got some partial fundings and a lot of rejections. So it was 2023 that I joined iScholars, I joined Education USA, and I received mentorship that helped me evaluate my documents. And I'm looking back like, how did I even have admission for my master's, because my document did not make sense. So with the mentorship now, I knew what to do for my materials, and I got people that I was able to get people that were able to submit my recommendations on time. And one of them was it was Dave, the director for IIGL. And due to my volunteering activity, she kind of like knew a lot about me to be able to write a good recommendation for me. So that was how I got to start applying. Then I also had a lot of offers. Some of them came without funding, some of them came with 50%, some of them came with 75, 90% funding. But my school offered me what they call Explorer Research Fellowship. The fellowship, because I did not have an advisor as when I resumed at my school, so the fellowship allowed me to be admitted on a scholarship and allow me to become familiarized with the department, with the faculties and the research and what they are doing. Then after my first semester, I can be able to select an advisor I will work with. So I was on a fellowship that covered both my tuition, my scholarship, and my tuition, my stipend, and my health insurance. So, but currently I'm a graduate research assistant because I'm working with my advisor as a research assistant. There are also people that got in as a graduate teaching assistants where you'll be teaching classes. I'm not in tutoring any classes or I'm not seeing any classes. I'm working as a research assistant. So I basically focus on research with my advisor. But my funding that I got when leaving Nigeria was in a fellowship that allowed me to resume at my department because they knew that I kind of like don't know anything about my current discipline because I'm an engineer, electrical engineer, and I'm switching to engineering education. So I needed to learn a lot. Like I learn every day. The two fields are different. So I think the fellowship allowed me opportunity to get to know the department, know what the discipline is about, and what the research is about. So there are a lot of other fellowships that are available to institutions. Some institutions need the faculties to recommend you for those fellowships, like fellowship and scholarships and stuff like that. But for me, I got directly from the department.
Okay, so my last question for you to wrap up this section is what are the key things that you learned throughout your journey from the time you decided to study PhD in the US? And like what are the key takeaways? What will you advise anybody that wants to encourage their loved ones or they want to do the same, where they will start looking, and just the summary of what you think they should do from now?
Well, knowing what you want is important. Knowing how far you want to go is also important because in the journey, there are people that apply for the very first time and they get the full funding, and maybe some of them just apply for one school and get it. But there are some people like I that will try again and again and again. Like I told you, I applied for 3 years before I got the fully funding. But I always knew that people got it. Like I saw people that got it, and I'm like, oh, I have the capability to get it. You understand? At a point last year, my sister told me that you have to give up. I'm like, no, I'm going to try one more time. If I try one more time. So you have to be determined in the first of rejection. You have to be focused on what you do. Then keep refining your materials. It asks for feedback. Like at a point, my first year of application, when I get rejection, I just, oh, they didn't admit me. My second year, which was 2023, I don't just accept rejection in the face of rejection. I'll ask them, what was wrong with my application? Why didn't I get it? So I will email them like this was not the kind of feedback I expected. So what can I do to improve my profile? So when I got to 2024, I think one of the schools I asked for feedback, they actually responded that, oh, it's not because you are not qualified, it's because we don't have funding. When we have funding, we'll get back to you. And 3 months after, they got back to me with an offer. Though it's not my school, it's another school. So you ask them if even in face of rejection, don't just accept rejection at all. Yeah, meeting and that. Ask them what was wrong. What can I do better? Because I think one thing that IGL ingrained in me is that we continuously learn and develop and improve. So if try to get something and I didn't get, I need feedback on what I did wrong so that I can improve. So in the face of all those rejection, I still keep pushing like, what can I do better? What can I improve? And mentorship is important. Getting people that will give you guidance in what you are doing. I sent my first SOP to one of my mentors, and it was like, no, 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 just flag a lot of things that these things you are doing are wrong. And I had to learn, make up with my friend, research information. This one, it wasn't my mentor searching. No, I was actively looking. So if you really want like scholarship, you need to actively look, and you need to filter out exactly what you want. Like I said, I knew that I cannot go to UK because UK was was not for me because I didn't want to work and train myself. I've already done that. So I didn't want to do that. So the only other scholarship I applied for was Erasmus Mundus. And I knew that it does not require application fee and I had the qualification. And I still won Erasmus Mundus scholarship. Not because I was like it was one of the best ones, but no, I knew that I had the requirements to get it. And I keep refining my application. Another organization that I joined was the King. Dr. Casey Mentorship Platform. And we had people that won the scholarship and they help us review our application materials and encourage us to apply. So positioning yourself with among people that have the same opportunities and that have gotten the opportunities with the same mindset, like you rightly said, is always also very important. I think I had a conversation with one of my friends yesterday, and he told me he has relocated from Nigeria to the US. And I found out that among all my associates, like those people that were my friends in the industry and those people that I had as friends outside my industry, that is Dangote Cement, there is only one of them now that is in Nigeria. All of them like has left. So having people, surrounding yourself with people that have like the same goal, that see your vision, that will kind of like encourage you, is also important. Because I remember when my sister told me that you've tried this thing for several times, it's time to give up. I told her no, I just want to try one more time. If I do it this one more time and it did not work, then I know that I'm done. So having that kind of like determination and focus and resilience to keep pushing when all the cases are working against you is the key in getting like scholarship. And always believe that, oh, if one person has gotten it, I too can get it. Like I told myself, I had to write it down and remind myself, what I want is, I had to download samples, vision boards, samples of people that got the kind of funding that I want. And I kept it on my bed. Every time I wake up, I said, this is the kind of funding that I want. So those were the things that I had going on for me in my personal life, apart from the other things, that because sometimes you may have the right application material, you have the right documents and everything, you have the qualification, but if you don't have the mindset that, oh, this is possible, you possibly will not get it.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that, because like the mindset, because if you don't have that strong mindset and everything, if you just get that one rejection, it can go, a lot of people just stop. They'll just think this is not possible, but you have already built
Yeah.
yourself, like from everything you have shared, you already have that strong belief, you already know what to do, and you believe that you will actually get there. And I believe that's one of the things that actually helped you to get there. So congratulations on everything you have achieved. The next one is to now ask you what you are doing right now. Are you empowering others? Are you giving back? Or do you have hope of doing that? Because I know it's one of the core things we do in IIGL. So what are you doing right now? How has what you're studying, or like at this point you have not finished, but what you have studied so far, your experience in the US and your goals, what are you looking to do, or what are you doing right now?
So far, I think in the last academic session, one of my ways, like iScholar, one of the ways to give back to the organization for their mentorship is to also step up and mentor others. I was assigned to mentee. One was very unserious and the other one was serious. And I'm so glad to share that he got a fully funded scholarship to Georgia Tech to study electrical engineering PhD. So by way of giving back, I mentor a lot of people. Like I also volunteer for other organizations where I mentor undergraduates, share my industry experience and how I've navigated that to this stage of my life. So, IIGL has taught us to always give back. Like IIGL taught me that even when I was failing in my industry, when I was working with that, I joined IIGL when I was not promoted for like 10 years. So IIGL taught me that I can give back to the society even when I have not succeeded, even though I have not achieve the kind of success that I want. So right there in the industry, I was organizing seminars for people on how to write their CVs and how to write their cover letters for industry job applications. So even right now, I see mentor one of the people. I don't actively search for mentees because I know that I have a lot on my plate. But people that know my story, they recommend people to me. Like people when they talk to me and they see how far and how I've pushed myself so far, because I'm myself a self-motivator. So how I've pushed myself so far, they recommended people for me to mentor them. And as I go forward, I still intend to help others in terms of giving them the right information, connecting them, and because information is the key. If you don't get the information, there's no how you can move forward. Somebody gave me the information and I decided to run with it. So I will provide you the information, and I hope that you run with the whatever information you get from me.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your journey. And I believe that anyone that has listened from the beginning to the end must have got something very, very important. So, and one thing I can actually say I got from all of this again is the importance of mentorship and surrounding yourself with people that are doing the same thing. I think this actually applies to almost anything you want to do. If you surround yourself with the right people, sometimes you pass a particular stage, and the stage you are in, for you to move to the next level, sometimes you need that kind of energy, you need more information. And it's people that you surround yourself with really, really goes a long way helping you to get to that point where you are, and also giving back. So you don't wait for when you now do something extraordinary, like organize all the schools in Nigeria and give them a talk about traveling to the US. That I believe is wonderful. But if you focus on the one person that sends you an email that you can just tell, oh, remove some of these things. I remember when I was in the UK and I was actively telling people about some of the programs that I heard about in the UK. Some people, you tell them, they'll say, oh, I don't have money for IELTS. Oh, I don't have money for this. And then I remember one girl that has gone, right now she has finished her master's degree, switched to nursing, now a nurse, now practicing with her family in the UK.
Wow.
One thing I can pick up from her journey is that she was persistent. And when she was applying to schools, she didn't get all the schools, but she will send her statements, the essay. She sent it to me. She wrote one beautiful essay, but I got some things that I know that, like as a nurse, if I look at it, I say, if I read this to you and someone that is applying to go to this school, you're not going. Just take it out. This is not how to practice nursing. I mean, like, take it out because it's like a safety. She took it out. She got the admission. So sometimes you feel like, and there's this other person as well that, like when I send something to him, like, can you apply for this school or something like that, because he has been applying. The next day he has applied. I'm like, how have you applied just yesterday? They say you have already applied. Did you give anybody to read your essay? No, or I know it's good. So sometimes people just do things, and if they fail, they feel like it doesn't work. So one thing I want us to take from this, or what I'm taking from this, is that whatever you're doing, mentorship helps a lot. It helps you to, reduce at least the rejection. You will get rejections. You get rejections all through your life, and you learn it as you go. Like, there will be a time when you don't get it, even when you have done all this, you don't get this job, or you get this job, they tell you not to work again. So the mindset is one of the biggest things, like creating that mindset that even this is not it, you can still get another one. You just believing in yourself. So thank you so much for this. We open the floor for questions. Do you have any questions for Udeme, or do you have any questions for, if you're new to IIGL, do you have any questions? Do you have any challenges? There's something you want to learn from this that we have not covered? Phyllis asks, since leaving Nigeria, do you have any regrets?
No, I don't. But there are times that I feel that there are many things that we don't learn in Nigeria, and I have to struggle through some of them here. And that is the only time, like, I feel like bad that I didn't learn what I was supposed to learn in Nigeria. But so far, I'm coping and catching up. So beside that, I don't regret. Like, I know that this was my journey, and I am fulfilling purpose. I don't know. I think I review back to my IIGL vision in 2021 or 2022. And I wrote there in my, is it autobiography or something like that, that I had PhD in engineering. So I don't have any regrets.
That's good.
So Lydia asked how to join. Which of the organization? Is it IIGL? If it's IIGL, Linda has posted the link to IIGL platform.
Yeah, so if you are not yet in IIGL, once you join IIGL, you begin to hear, like, or even visiting IIGL website, you see stories of people who are students, what they are doing, the books they are reading. So you have newsletters that come out often every month. And then we have stories of people that completed their books, what they learned, what they are reading, what they are doing. So if you want to learn more about IIGL, visit our website. If you want to join as well, You can see the link there, and I'll put the link as well whenever we share this video. Then so once you're part of IIGL, you continue to hear stories of people and what they are doing. And if you have someone that is doing exactly what you want to do, you can reach out to them and ask questions. That's what I have done all these years that I'm part of IIGL. That's been very, very helpful.